Thank you very much, Walter, and welcome back to everyone here for our final hurrah. Through this series, we've taken you through some amazing destinations like the UK, Scotland, France, Ireland, and onto our finale in Italy today. This wraps up an amazing series of just looking at different ways of traveling in this post-COVID world, and with two really unique brands offering a really unique style of touring, and obviously finish off with a unique style of cruising to wrap it all up. But today we'll continue on, as the pictures suggest, onto the lovely Italia, into the wonders of Italy. Well, we have made it, Walter, the finale of what has been an amazing look of how we can travel in the new world. The ability to, if you wish to travel with the people you know, you love and you trust, and share those wonderful memories together. Today rounds out the series as we take you to Bella Italia and Backroad's most sold tour outside of the UK by a long way. No one does this traverse as dynamically as us. And to again feature unique towns, villages, and then waterways, box ticked, you have done Italy well. Now, onto the journey. Now, the ultimate Italy is our adventure today, traversing from Rome to Venice via wineries, walled cities, sublime lakes from start to finish. This is the cruise tour for you. Now, I thank you all who've been part of every one of these journeys, but obviously for the new people, our vehicle is what makes your experience unique. The ability to traverse cities and towns in the same fashion as a car has its advantages. It gives us the ability to show you the heart of a region without spending hours and hours on Highway 1. Now, I'm sure there are a few of you thinking, I surely couldn't do hours and hours of driving in that type of vehicle. Well, to help anyone else blessed with height, we are only traveling at a maximum of an hour and a half at a time. And with our seat configuration of 2 and 1 means if you need the legs fully out, well, you can. And secondly, our amazing local tour leaders. These knowledgeable people are all unique, with a plethora of knowledge and stories to share. Some of the best stories I hear are when your clients share personal details with our leaders and somehow they incorporate it into what you perceived already as an ideal manifest. With an abundance of free time, these are your links to maximizing your adventure, whether you are a walker, photographer, or like me, a gastro tourist. Our tour leaders are there, ready to make your days even better. Now, you've all heard me jibber jabber over the last few weeks, so I thought I would introduce a special guest to talk about the Italian Indulgence a little better than I can. Let me introduce to you Stefano.
Well, the first big difference is the small group thing, first of all, which is very nice way of traveling, I think. So that's the number one difference. Then small groups means also small buses, which allow us to go on back roads most of the time. So we not only go to big cities, but we tend also to go and explore small villages. So off the beaten track, places that normally other tour companies don't go, places that big buses cannot reach simply because the roads won't allow that. But with our bus, we can go pretty much anywhere. Our Lake District in northern Italy, so the bottom of the Alps, is a beautiful part of the country. So again, I'm born in a city surrounded by water, so I love water, but at the same time I love mountains. I do a lot of hiking in the mountains. So and our Lake District offer both things. We have the water and we have the Alps, so it's probably the best corner of my country from my point of view. probably the reason why I really like this tour is because it's the most complete tour that we have in Italy, and it varies a lot, as you said. Yeah. Maybe the first part of the tour, when we go through central Italy, it's the countryside, rolling hills of Tuscany, the vineyards, the olive grove, yeah, and the medieval villages on top of the hills. And in the second part of that tour, basically every day the scenery changes. So we then go to the Mediterranean Sea, so we have 24 hours on the Italian Riviera. Then we reach northern Italy, we go through another beautiful wine region called the Langhe. Then we get the lakes, and then we drive up in the Alps, and then Verona, beautiful city, and ending in Venice. So it's it's actually I think we got that itinerary spot on. Now, most companies, they do that in 5 days. We do in 12. So I once calculated that in 12 days we drive 1,700 kilometers, which is an average of 150 kilometers a day. So
maybe 2 hours a day, would you say?
Yeah, and on an average. Of course, we have days we drive less than that. We got days that we drive a bit longer, but on an average, 150 kilometers a day, I think it's good. Plus, we always do plenty of stops. We don't like to drive more than an hour and a half normally. And then we're going to stop either for a coffee or for pictures or even toilet stop, stretch your legs. You meet your clients on day one and you say goodbye to friends on the last day. And when you see that after 12 days, for example, the group is still happy to be together, and they're exchanging their contacts, to stay in touch in the future, and they even cry, it's normal, I had a lot of people crying, and when it was time to say goodbye, that's a good feeling. That means you've done a good job, and for me to get on the train, after it's all done, get on the train and start heading home, it just makes me proud, when it finishes like that, which is very common. Our tours and the pace of our tours allow us to have a bit of flexibility. So I think each leader, puts his own little personal touch. Okay, so I don't know, I might add some extra stops, I'll just go up and see some small villages, and even for a coffee or an ice cream perhaps, so places that are not mentioned on the itinerary. When we get to bigger cities, especially when we overnight there, I like to do nice orientation walks. So then they have the confidence to go and explore on their own. When we have like afternoon at leisures, some people maybe don't like to just lay down by a pool. So I always offer walking up in the Tuscan countryside and going boar hunting.
Really? You go?
Well, no, not boar hunting, but no. But we see them, of course,
see them.
They hunt for us.
Stefano, thanks so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your expertise, and importantly, your passion for Italy and backroads touring.
It's day one, and we are in Roma. What an amazing city. Again, for the tuned in, we do not tour capital cities on our tours. So if your guests are wanting to tick the icon list, we would suggest maybe 2 or 3 days pre. Just as a suggestive, but you guys are all experts on these regions too, so you guys can sort of add your 2 bobs worth in for your customers as well. The Hotel Guardians will call home for that first night. Close to the train station, easy walk to La Fontana di Trevi, and from there, everything is a wonderful stroll. And we'll be home for the night. So as we get excited to traverse all the regions Stefano spoke about so highly, let's have some dinner, let's have some sleep, and let's get ready to roll. Day 2, we are going to go see it all. Well, as much as we can, as we traverse the Italian regional areas en route to Perugia via Assisi, the birthplace of St. Francis of Assisi. From Perugia, for any of the gastro tourists out there, this is your moment. En route, visiting the Gothic Nook of Siena, which is that wonderful image in the backdrop there, to see wonderful architecture. We then head off to a lovely piece of Italy known as Tuscany. Let me shine some light on this for you. To keep the experience authentic, we nestle into a beautiful villa to immerse ourselves in this moment and become local. A truly wonderful dinner awaits us tonight, and possibly a few drops of the good stuff. Who knows? Not here to judge. The next day, we'll have another true Italian moment, as our host from the villa will invite us all how to learn how to make a traditional Tuscan lunch. And obviously, we're to enjoy it together as well. The rest of the time is yours. Maybe a little nap before you get amongst the vines and surround yourselves in the surroundings of the villa. Wine and Tuscan food. Hello, I digress, sorry. Now, if we were being utterly cliche, you would assume our next stop would be Firenze, aka Florence. But today, yes, you will be visiting and seeing its delights, but we don't call it home at Backroads. Imagine if the size of your group and vehicle afforded you the chance to stay in a walled city. Well, in fact, you will have this opportunity with Backroads in the walled city of Lucca, where big coaches just cannot get into at all. Most operators will visit Lucca. I'll give them that. However, at Backroads, we actually stay within the walled city. Lucca presents easy travel times for all the regions we want to tick off here. And for the bucket list image of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, you are in luck. You will have loads of time to explore and see and do. Please enjoy the coffee by the Leaning Tower. It's some amazing coffee there. It's deliciosa. Back to Lucca in the afternoon for some free time to explore or perhaps even walk the walled city. Now, cars don't actually make their way around Lucca at all and can't drive the walls at all. So it is quite a safe place to walk or ride. However, the police create their own rules and they sort of drive around the wall because they can. Big city, tick. Rolling hills and vines, tick. Walled cities, leaning towers, tick. What could be next? Well, let's swing to the Mediterranean Sea and make our way north to Santa Margherita la Guerra. Camorli and the glamorous Portofino will be journeyed through as we make our way onto the Piedmont region. All for my fellow gastro tourists, we are back in some wonderful wine country again. As part of our mission here, we'll actually be visiting a local distillery to sample some localized delights from the region. A delightful group dinner awaits us at this fantastic hotel in Tarasco. And this is a simply darling hotel. I love it. Short and sweet stay as we venture on with our taste senses at the maximum. Today we pull into the town of Alba to join a man and his dog for some truffle hunting. See how it's done to collect this absolute delicacy we all enjoy. Well, the lakes become our next focus as we move on to Lake Orta with the majestic Monte Monterone in the backdrop. But we know you need more. So to our resting spot for 2 nights of, oh my God, does George Clooney live around here? Lake Maggiore awaits us. And the Grand Majestic Hotel, which is one of my faves out of our full program. And for your guests, I am sure. On your second day, let's park the bus and hit the water as we visit the Borromean Islands. They will have plenty of time to explore Isola Madre, Isola Bella, and as well Isola dei Pescatori, which is the image you see behind you now. After lunch, the day is yours to search for celebrity or perhaps relax. Now, I love these little lakes region shots that we go through and traverse all the way to the top here, visiting more lakes as we make our way through to the final parts of our tour. How many aspects of Italy did you not have on your bucket list prior to this chat today and now have on your list definitely now? Making our way from the lakes, we're heading back to our finishing spot in Venice. And en route, we'll make our way via the town of Verona. The image I showed you before you is Juliet's balcony. And for anyone who's inspired by the romantic tale of Romeo and Juliet, this is where the story all sort of takes place, I guess, in history. So a wonderful day touring through, coming through the lakes, back through the beautiful countryside via the wonders of Verona, as we then make our way back into the afternoon into Venezia to finish the backroads component of this fantastic, absolutely unique adventure that we're all going to be sharing with you then. There's a young man waiting at the front of the hotel of the canal with a glass of champagne or prosecco to welcome him aboard. So for Italy, we only do have the one tour. I know you're used to having one, two or three options available. This was just too good to spoil, so we left it with one. And I'll pass over now to our good friend Walter, who will take you on his amazing vessel, the La Bella Vita, to continue a journey through the wonders of Italy.
Perfect. Thanks, Dylan.
Pass on to my good friend Walter.
That's fantastic. Oh, such a great journey. I can't wait to get back up to Italy, hopefully next year. So what I'll do now is I will take us all on a journey through on the La Bella Vita. If I can get my screen working properly, here we go. So obviously one of our luxury hotel barges, and for those of you that have been here for the last 3 weeks, as Dylan said on his first few slides, you probably know this next part by heart. For those of you that this is your first time tuning in, just giving you a little bit of a rundown of unique cruises and where we have our luxury hotel barges and what they actually entail. So we do operate across 5 countries, and we have 27 barges at the moment across this area. One of the things that has come through in conversations I've had with some of you over the last couple of weeks is the terminology about the luxury barge. If you think of it more as a floating villa, that characterizes it much more than the word barge. Barge tends to denote a bit more of a negative term for some of you that I've spoken to. The difference between the luxury river ships that we all know and that I've been involved with for the last decade or so really is about scale. So as we can see there with those luxury river ships that cruise down the Seine, the Rhine, the Danube, and so on, they are anywhere from 110 to 135 meters long, with anywhere from 120 to 166, or some even have 199 passengers on board. Whereas the luxury hotel barges or your floating villas are really, really small. There are our smallest barge actually only has 2 rooms, so maximum of 4 people. And our largest one, which we'll be talking about today, the La Bella Vita, has 20 passengers, so only 10 rooms on board. But on average, we are looking at 4 suites with 8 passengers. They are all inclusive. So all your meals, your excursions, transfers, beverages, which include your beer, wines and spirits, are all included. And almost all the barges have bicycles and hot tubs on board. We do have 4 different levels of barges. So we've got our first class, deluxe, our ultra deluxe, and our grandiose. And the difference between them really comes down to, in some cases, the style of finishings and so on, but really comes down to room size and the size of the vessel itself. One of the phrases I've used quite a bit when we are talking about the luxury hotel barges post-COVID is being safe and having the luxury barge bubble. And basically what this means is that with the smaller passenger numbers, your clients can remain safe. And that's one of the reasons that I really wanted to team up with Backroads Touring, because they have that small group touring option So you can have your exclusive group on the Backroads tour, come all the way from Rome up through to Venice, and then have your exclusive charter on the La Bella Vita. And we're talking about chartering, and one of the things I've been speaking with a couple of you over the last few weeks, or a few of you actually, is the difference between just being able to book a room on board the barge or chartering the full barge. You do not have to charter the whole barge. You can book just room only, just one room on the barge, and everything is all included. The reason I tend to push a lot more for chartering the barge is it changes your client's whole holiday experience. And oftentimes, until you put it out to them, your clients don't realize that they can actually have that charter with only, say, 3 other couples. And that seems to be fairly easy for most people to get and change up their whole holiday experience. We do cruise through more rural, and less populated areas, so trying to keep away from the big cities, same as Backroads does. And we do have a dedicated vehicle for excursions. So what this means is that your clients are not having to go on the big coaches, being with 50 other strangers. They have the people from the barge just transfer into our small private vehicles and take us on our shore excursions, which of course, as I said previously, is to mostly outdoor locations. And when you think about the small group numbers, going to our own private chateaus and wineries and having our own private tours, just a fantastic experience for everyone. One of the things we talk about with the luxury barge bubble is that the barges are able to get fully cleaned and have that deep clean between cruises. Now, this is because every single barge, or pretty much every single barge on every itinerary, every region, every country that we operate in, will all start on a Sunday afternoon and finish the following Saturday morning. So what that does is it gives the crew a lot of time to be able to go and do the deep clean and include cleaning out and doing the deep clean on the associated van that goes with it as well. So lots of time in between. And as you would expect, there's continual cleaning throughout the cruise and also to the hand sanitizing stations as well. We also have the HEPA filters in each of the air conditioning rooms. So there is no air circulated between the cabins. Again, just a great safety feature. All the food is served a la carte, so no buffets on board. And also too, the crew have undergone, across every single ship, have undergone extensive COVID-safe training. They are, of course, all English speaking, and there is an English speaking medical backup doctor available. We are never too far from any big city, really. So it's easy, if something does happen, to be able to get an English speaking doctor on call. So just having a look at our luxury hotel barge, the Bella Vita, just having a quick look around. She is a first class category ship for us. As I said earlier, 20 passengers, so 10 rooms, and a crew of between 6 and 10 people. As you can see on the layout there, we've got this beautiful sun deck. I will take you through a few photos in a moment. But on the top level there, you've got this beautiful outdoor area just for relaxing, and we can have our breakfast, lunch, and dinners out there depending on the weather and just what we want to do. And then we go down to the next level. We've got the indoor dining area, the lounge area, and the 2 junior suites. And then coming down to that lower level, we have the rest of the cabins, which can be either twin or double share, depending on the configuration that your clients need. Just to give you a quick look at where we are cruising through. So starting from Venice itself, we do pick up from the heart of Venice, and we will cruise down through the canal, come our way down to the Canal Bianco, which basically mirrors the River Po, but is a much safer, more controlled waterway, and it gives us a lot greater access and accessibility to other places. So what I'm going to do now, and if this all works, it worked in rehearsal, so let's see if it works now. What we'll do is we'll just take you on a little 2-minute video clip and have a look on board and around some of the areas that we go to. How would we all like to be there right now? Gosh. Well, hopefully we can get up there next year, and certainly your clients will be able to get up there next year. I know most of us have been working pretty flat chat. So just a quick look around the ship itself. This is obviously on the top deck, and you can see that we do have the canopy that comes over if it gets a bit warm, but it can be removed as well, so we can enjoy the sunshine as we cruise along. I don't know if you can see right in the far end of the shot there that we do have bicycles on board. And unfortunately, on this particular ship, we don't have the hot tub. You know, that's my favorite place on any ship anywhere in the world. But the itinerary and the extras that are included certainly make up for that. Coming down into the main lounge area, you can see that it's nice and spacious. And this is one of the reasons that I've fallen in love with the luxury hotel barges and the whole floating villa concept, is because on the outside, these vessels don't look very big. But when we come inside, there is so much space, and they use the space that they have so well. Having a look at the dining room, again, which is separated from the lounge room. So again, we have lots of room, and we can spread ourselves out and enjoy our magnificent meals. Having a quick look at one of the bedrooms, and of course, just to show you with the bathrooms, that they are not really tight and pokey like I would have expected when I first looked into this. So they are very well designed, and your clients won't feel really squashed or trapped. The bar, one of the most favorite places on board. And again, just a reminder that all the meals and all your beverages are all served to your clients. So there's no buffet on board, and we just make sure that we take care of those extra little things. One of the highlights as we are cruising along, and certainly when we actually embark the ship for the first time, is our champagne welcome, just to get everybody relaxed. And this happens on every single cruise. The first thing that we do when we arrive, get a beautiful welcome, get shown around the ship. It doesn't take too long because we don't have too far that we have to walk around, and then we can just relax and enjoy our journey. And speaking of which, I'll just take you through a few little slides just to give us an idea of some of the places that we do stop at. And one of the things that I want you to bear in mind as we just flick through these slides is that when we do come to places like this where we are having wine tasting, is that it's our small group. So there's a maximum of 20 of us, and we all know each other. And so we can really enhance those experiences. It's not like when you are on pretty much any other touring idea or concept or cruise, where we can share our experience collectively with our friends and family as being the only participants. Again, just being able to walk around and soak in the atmosphere and enjoy each other's company while taking in all these beautiful sights and sounds and smells and tastes as we make our way down through essentially the Po Valley. One of the things I would like to point out, and this is just a nice shot just to wrap up the slides, and just before the captain's dinner on the last night, where we all can get together and just share what a magnificent experience we've had, and your clients can be make sure they're texting you and emailing you and Facebooking you and Instagramming you to let you know what a wonderful time that they are having while on board, and particularly towards the end of their trip. Now, Dylan took you through the first part from Rome all the way up through to Venice. What we will do is actually match up, because the dates don't always marry up exactly with hopping on to the La Bella Vita. So, which is actually perfect, because we do want to spend a few days exploring Venice, and with Unique Cruises, we fill in those gaps for you, and then we hop on board La Bella Vita. The distance itself, by the way, from where we're traveling from Venice to Mantua is only about 2.5 hours down the freeway. So again, like all of our luxury hotel barges, we don't travel very far, but we do really get engrossed into the environment and the local area that we're in, so that you actually feel like you've gone a long way, but in geographical terms, we haven't traveled that far at all. I've just seen a comment that's come up from Robert. Other e-bikes? No, they're not e-bikes. They are just regular bicycles. We do have the option of renting e-bikes. We can sort that out beforehand if needed. What I've found though is that because we are cycling along the towpath, it is flat. So for the most part, e-bikes aren't needed. The The barges themselves actually only travel at a very slow pace, about 5 kilometers per hour. So we will ride a lot faster than the barges, and we can stop pretty much anywhere and then load the bikes back up. But e-bikes are an option at an extra cost, but I found that we don't really need them. All of the 8 itineraries that we have with Unique Cruises and Backroads combined are on the Unique Cruises website. So the one that we've gone through today, rather than me going through a day-to-day itinerary, that is all on the website and in the e-brochure for each one of the independent tours. One of the things that we can do, and I've had a couple of you ask me this over this last couple of weeks, is that each of those brochures, we can have your call to action put on the back of that so that you can email that out to your clients. So they can download it as a PDF, or they can view it online through your link that we will send to you as a flip brochure. So again, just trying to make that as interactive and as easy as possible for you to engage with your clients and talk them through it. So how do you go to our website? Well, quite simply, www.uniquecruises.com.au, or you can email me, walter@uniquecruises.com.au, or you've got my mobile number up there. So give me a call, quite happy to have a chat with you. One of the things I'm scheduling at the moment for a few of you right now is having a session, a Zoom session with your clients and being able to answer all their questions all at once. So if you are interested in that, just let me know. Basically what I do is I just set up a Zoom link like we have today, and we'll have it a bit more interactive so that I can see all your clients, they can see me and you, and we'll have a chat. I'll go through a presentation on the area or the barge that you're interested in. And then if this works particularly well if you have clients that are looking to travel together as a group and charter the barge, because I can answer all their questions all at once. And I'm finding that that's having some real great results at the moment. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen here so we can bring Dylan back in. There he is. I think my avatar looks better than I do, so maybe I should bring back my avatar instead. Although I don't think that, I think we've been up-trumped by your tour guide there, Dylan, so yeah, no, maybe we need to bring him back for more occasions.
Yeah, Stefano. It's quite funny watching that sort of trainer conversation go through. Just to let you know as well, with our Italian tours and Stefano Lai, he was tour leader of the year in our last good year. And as a prize, they get to go and we fly them anywhere in the world. And so he wanted to come to Australia. So we had the opportunity to sit down with him in a more relaxed atmosphere to have those sort of chats, which is wonderful. But the year before that, tour leader of the year also came from Italy. So I think I've mentioned it in some of my presentations, but we use local guides. And funny enough, if that works for you, happy days. It makes your 12, 13 days with us way more enjoyable than happy days. I'm still with the food and wine, but more than happy to oblige with some fantastic TLs. And as we go through, if we come up with any other crazy ideas, we'll reconnect and share them with you. But likewise, in these times, if you need anything more clarification on the backroads component of these adventures, please feel free to contact us. The easiest email would be tradesales@backroadstouring.com. And we'll do whatever we can to answer the question, just so that when you get to the Unique Cruises part of it, you're well abreast of what's going to be taking place, and Walter can take you through what the experience will be. But likewise, and this is a 20 capacity vessel. Our bus is only 18, so if you're doing a charter, you've still got space on the vessel to relax and spread out a bit too, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I know solo came up in the conversation earlier on for Backroads. We do have solo allocation on every single tour. We generally have solos on every single departure with only 18 people, or an average of 12 to 14. It's less confronting for the solo passenger. They actually get to meet everyone on the tour, and they don't get given a smaller room. They get given the same size room as everyone else as well. And they sort of formulate new groups, new friends to travel with down the line as well. So some great questions today. Thank you very much. And I'll once a week put a video of Stefano on my Facebook page for Backroads, just to keep you all entertained.
One of the things that I said over the last couple of weeks is that I know it's a bit of a struggle, and I know that you as travel agents have had such a rough time of it, probably more than anybody else in any industry. And, you know, I know that you're all battle weary, and it's a bit of a struggle to project forward and say, well, it's now time to dust off the cobwebs. And I'm just so excited that we have so many people that are watching these videos, so many of you travel agents watching it and wanting to start planning and getting people back out there and traveling again. And one of the things that I'm very aware of is the fact that the rest of the world is traveling already, and they're already booking 22 and 23. And our biggest concern, and when speaking to the operators in Europe, is that Australians and New Zealanders are going to be left out, because if we leave it too much longer, then there won't be a lot of space left, and we end up not having the tours and the cruises that we want, but rather having to rejig and book what's available. So make sure that you are getting in contact with your clients, tap into all the resources, and I'm going to speak more of a broad industry thing here rather than just Unique Cruises and just Backroads. Contact your suppliers to make sure that they are back online for moving forward for 22 and 23, so that you and your clients don't miss out. We, the combination between Backroads Touring and Unique Cruises, we put these packages together because we know that they will work really, really well. And we've also combined to make sure that we've got the right strategy in place to make it as easy as possible for you guys to be able to take this out to the market, to your clients. If you need any sales collateral at all, then please just let us know, and we will jump on that in a second to try to make sure that we find the best way and best path forward. Also need to mention that from what you saw today, we've got the Backroads Touring and you've got the Unique Cruises portion as well. They can be booked independent of each other, and they can be booked in this combined, and that goes for our entire 8-part series that you can do that for. So by all means, do what is best for you and for your clients. If you are looking at the combinations because they are so fantastic, then just contact me and we will put those through to make sure that that we work together for success. I'd like to thank everyone once again. So grazie, grazie. That's the extent of my Italian, and even that sucks. To say, you know, thank you so much for your support. And we look forward to being able to return the favour over the upcoming weeks and months and years. Any final words, Dawn?
No, just you sort of wrapped up really, really well there. So thank you again for everyone who stayed for all four series. That was really huge of you, and the feedback we've got via emails, via social media, via just general conversations when we've had a chance to has been amazing. So, you know, we've loved doing it. So it's great that you guys have got something from it, but it's just an opportunity to open your eyes as to what we can do in the future. It doesn't have to be the same. And I think, you know, whilst we've got river cruising databases out there, you know, why not challenge them with something new? I mean, why do the same old that everyone's doing? Once you've done Amsterdam, Budapest, you've had your experience there. Why not really get deep into a country, get immersed in the local side of it, eat it, smell it, taste it, feel it? And that's what I guess the Unique Cruises element is definitely. And again, I feel privileged to be partnered up for this series with Walter.
Awesome. Thanks, Dylan. We will have the copy of the recording out to everyone hopefully later on this afternoon or first thing tomorrow morning. And then we will be able to, as I said before, be able to help you out in whichever way that you need, through social media, through Zoom conference, Zoom calls with your clients, the brochures, whatever way you need. And we'll leave it at that. So thank you once again, everyone, so much for your support. And we look forward to chatting with you, hopefully in person sooner rather than later. See you, everyone.